Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I'm back for another altar video. I did one back in May, but I'm back with my altar for June, and everyone seemed to really enjoy the video that I did last time, so I've decided to do another one. Now instead of what I did last time, which was the whole setup, picking the cards, everything like that, I decided to just pop in after I'd already created my altar, because the last video I found to be incredibly energetically exhausting, and also it was really long, and I prefer to make this just something super short, you know, so that people can watch it real quick just to see what I'm doing. Normally I write up like lengthy descriptions on Instagram when I post pictures of my altar, and I'd like these videos to take the place of those lengthy descriptions because those take me a really long time to write. So let's get started. So this month I decided that I wanted my altar to focus on completion, because I am working on a couple of different projects, as most of you probably already know. Some different writing projects, just other things in general, and I'd like to be able to have the follow through to finish that. So I decided that my altar was going to be about completion and about having all the right tools to finish it. So let's get started. I'm gonna move the camera real quick and I will show you the crystal grid that I set up in my little box, and I'll tell you a little bit about those crystals, and then I'll pull back again and I'll tell you about the cards that I've selected. So let's do that now. Okay, we're back. I'm holding the tripod at a very odd angle because I don't want to have to move the camera too much. So the crystals that I have set up this month are selenite, rose quartz, lapis lazuli, clear quartz, and then citrine tipped quartz. So let me tell you what those are all good for. Oh, I also have yellow aventurine here. So I picked all of these because I went onto healingcrystals.com and I found an article on there that was called You Can Do This, which is helpful crystals for getting stuff done. So the ones I decided to focus on especially are self-esteem. That's what the citrine is for. The healingcrystals.com says not only is citrine used as the prosperity stone, it can also help you see yourself as a valuable person and increase abundance in your life, and not just the monetary kind. So I thought that'd be nice for like increasing my abundance of creativity. For focus and motivation, no, I don't actually have anything for that. I have perseverance, sorry. I also redid my little crystal box, which I'll show you in a minute. That I did do for focus and motivation. So for perseverance, we have lapis lazuli, rose quartz, and clear quartz. Lapis lazuli gives you clarity of mind and consistency. Rose quartz will help increase creativity and negate feelings of adequacy so you can move forward. And then clear quartz releases negativity, keeps you focused, re-energizes your mind and body, etc. And then I also have my aventurine palm stone. Again, apologies for the shaky camera. Yellow aventurine is great for opening and balancing the solar plexus chakra. Those who are oversensitive or indecisive can benefit from yellow aventurine's reassuring and balancing energy. Working with yellow aventurine can help focus intentions for manifesting a sense of ease in being yourself. So, I chose those ones. I intuitively did the crystal grid. Oh, the reason I decided to use the selenite, even though it wasn't mentioned in the list, is because for me, my creativity tends to stem from that like moon energy side of me, and I highly connect with the moon and with moon energies. And so I thought it'd be nice to have like a base of that moon energy, as well as with my other stuff. As usual, I have a selenite pillar back there, and then I have a clear quartz with a phantom, which I think I mentioned in another video. So I'm going to move the camera back, and then I'll tell you about the cards. Okay, so I lied. I'm not actually going to tell you about the cards next. What I am going to tell you about is my little crystal box. Now this is a handmade wooden box, which I got from Terry Foss in one of her surprise boxes. I'm not sure what they're called, but I have this box from Terry Foss, and I like to put crystals in it and then keep it by my bedside so that I have some crystals just for some little personal energy. I have decided to put some crystals for focus and motivation. So the crystals I put in here are, let me pull them out, clear quartz because it's an amplifying energy. Hang on, let me focus. Clear quartz. My black tourmaline bracelet, and my beautiful fluorite crystal that I recently picked up. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it so much. So these crystals in here are all good for focus and motivation, which I thought would be great because a lot of my personal problems with not following through on projects comes from a lack of motivation and focus. So all these stones help with inspiring new ideas, keep you from straying further from your goals, relieve overthinking, and get you to take charge of your situation. So those are in my little crystal box. That's going to go next to my bed. Okay, now finally I'm going to tell you about, let me focus. I'm going to tell you about the cards that I purposefully picked out for my altar space this month. By the way, also I used Spirit Tribe, which is a mist from Lotus Moon Creations, who's lovely Kayla. I mentioned her, I mentioned this mist back in a previous video. It was my Rambles and hashtag Tarot Combos video. So if you want to know more about these, go check that video out. It has links and a lot more about the mist that I use. But I use that to clear my space and to cleanse my crystals and stuff like that. So that is part of my altar ritual now. So the cards I picked out, if you watched my last altar video, you'll know that I like to pick cards rather than shuffling and picking them intuitively. I like to go through and pull out somewhere between 3 and 5 usually that speak to me, and then I'll go through them again and pick out 1 or 2 that I like and then put them to my altar. The decks that I decided to use are the Woman Runes by Molly Reamer and Shekinah Mountain Water. I usually tend to use these in my altar because they're great little cards and they always fit like in a nice little space. And then I felt really called lately to work with the Tarot de Femme Erotique, which is an amazing little deck. Let's see if I can it's by beautyhistorymagic.com, but you can get it on Amazon. You can also get it at vintageeroticatarot.com, which makes it sound a lot more risque than it actually is. The deck is comprised of beautiful, old-fashioned, erotic, Victorian photographs, and it's just a really gorgeous deck. I like to use it as an oracle. So let's look at the cards that I pulled. So I decided to pull this card, which is the Four of Wands. My camera's getting a workout here. Completion. And I also decided to pull an additional card from the deck, which is the Ace of Swords, and it is the Gift of the Mind. I have been getting a lot of the Ace of Swords lately, so it seemed like a very pertinent card to draw. And then I also pulled, let's see if I can get it out, the Woman Rune, the Tool, which is the Rune of Labor, Production, and Enterprise. And I'm going to grab the book, which is on my bed, and then I'll read you guys what is written about this card. Okay, so this card is rune number 24, the Tool, the Rune of Labor, Production, Enterprise. This is a rune of hard work, satisfying labor. What are you unearthing? What are you digging up? What are you uncovering? What is causing sweat to drip from your brow, your cheeks to flush, and your heart to beat faster? This work can be dirty, it can be long, it can be hard, but you can do it. You are doing it. Keep digging. This rune helps us to recognize the ebb and flow and heave and swell of energy, life energy, time, perspective. There's a time and place for production, for being focused on the doing rather than the being. There's a time for rest and a time for stillness, and the key is recognizing the differences between these times and not forcing what is ready to emerge. Then when the energy peaks, the shovel comes out and the digging starts. Go with it. Put your back into it, lift with your knees, bend with the wind, and dig. Dig deeply. So that's a particularly beautiful card, and I decided to include that on my altar. Another thing I decided to include is my lovely throat chakra candle, which I got from a store here in the US called Five Below. I've also seen them at American Dollar Trees. I'm not sure where else you can get them though if you're outside the US, but I want to use the throat chakra candle because for me, my writing is about using my voice, and the throat chakra is one of my most important chakras. And so finally, after I tell you the cards, I'll light that candle. We can have a little moment of rest. So then the last card that I drew is from the Moon deck. And it's a card, if you've watched my previous altar video or you've seen any of my other altar posts on Instagram, you'll know this is a deck I tend to draw from a lot. So the card I got is number 12, I am of the earth and in harmony with nature. And this one I didn't pick out. This one I shuffled and drew. So let me read you what the deck says. I'm of the earth and in harmony with nature. We are forces of nature and carry the fertile, creative, elemental beauty of the earth within us. We are born from it, are an embodiment of her harmonious cycles. Earth's my body, water my blood, air my breath, fire my spirit is a chant that we can all celebrate together. Like the earth and all of her wild elements, you pulse through and permeate all that you touch. You contract and expand, gather and release, rise and fall. When you're in harmony with nature, you can allow this dance to lead you with less force and more flow. Communicate with the elements and pay attention to the softest of whispers. Ground yourself in the soil and unleash your creative life force. Our beloved Mother Earth generously provides for us and is our sacred home. In respecting her lush bounty with gratitude and love, we reflect self-respect and healing for all. Together we are connected to her wise rhythms. So I love that. I thought that was beautiful. And that is my altar for this month. Now I'm going to light the candle. We're going to have just a little moment of like peace. And then I'm going to end the video. And we're back. Okay, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to be back pretty soon in front of the camera with some new videos. So thank you everyone, and see you soon. Bye!